there are other programs that are not tied to express entry, meaning you can apply independently for permanent residence using other immigration pathways. Welcome to the Canada Info channel. My name is Wolo. I am an RCIC based in New Brunswick, Canada. I used to be a Manitoban, still a Manitoban. Thank you to my loyal subscribers. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Today is day 2 of the 30 days immigration content I talked about yesterday. And I'm going to be reading somebody's message that she sent to me on Instagram, and I'll try to respond to the question. And if this aligns with the question that you were supposed to ask, just know that I have answered this question here. I'll not be mentioning names. That's just to keep their privacy, because I mean, it's a private situation and I'm just answering it in general or in public, but I won't mention who has sent it. I'll call her Mrs. Lagbaja for the sake of privacy. Okay, I am Mrs. Lagbaja, Nigeria by nationality. My spousal open work permit and visitor's visa got denied early of this year, so I decided to write IELTS, and my overall band score is 6.5. I would like to know if there's any chances for me to be in the express entry pool for the agri-food pilot program, precisely, and what are the steps to take. In addition, my husband is currently in Canada for his Master's of Professional Studies in Analytics program. Is it possible for me to still add him during the application if I'm eventually eligible for the EE? I would appreciate your assistance and support. So that's the question she asked. Now, I will dissect it bit by bit. First of all, she says she applied for a spousal open work permit, a visitor's visa, and got denied. I don't know. She didn't provide the details of why she was denied, so I won't be able to answer to that question. Then the next thing is she decided to take IELTS and had a band score of 6.5. But she didn't provide the details of what makes up that 6.5 band score. So when you take the IELTS exam or the language exam, you're going to be tested in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Out of these 4 factors, each of them has to be at least a minimum of 7. It used to be 6 before. You could create a profile with a 6, but no more. You have to be able to have a minimum of 7 in each factor, and subject to your age as well. So even if I say it has to be a minimum of 7, if your age is above a certain age bracket, it can't be 7. It has to be higher than that. I don't know what her age is, and I don't know the individual score. For having a general band score of 6.5, it tells me that one of the individual score might fall either under 5. And as long as it is under 5, she will not be able to create an express entry profile. Even with a 6 as well, she will not be able to create an express entry profile. So she has to go and take the IELTS exam again to be able to create an express entry profile. I don't know what her age is, because there are other factors besides the language scores. There are other factors that can determine if you'll be able to create an express entry profile. If you have a master's, all these other factors determine if you'll be able to create an express entry profile. So that's one part of the question that I've answered. Now, for the second part, where she said that if there will be any chances for her to be the express entry pool for the agri-food pilot. Now, for the agri-food pilot, it has nothing to do with express entry. It's an immigration route, an independent immigration route that has nothing to do with express entry. The requirement for the agri-food pilot is that you need to get a job offer and work in Canada for at least 1 year before you are eligible for the agri-food pilot. And once you meet that requirement, you have to apply independently. It's a different application portal and has nothing to do with you creating an express entry profile. So do not mix it up. Express entry is a different portal. Agri-food pilot is a different immigration program. Express entry caters to the Federal Skilled Workers Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, the Canadian Experience Class. Provincial nomination is also part of express entry, right? Category-based draw, also part of express entry. But there are other programs that are not tied to express entry, meaning you can apply independently for permanent residence using other immigration pathways. Which reminds me, I'm supposed to actually conclude on different immigration options. But I mentioned one time in one of my videos that because of all these back-to-back announcements, I've just decided to pause it and wait until the end of this year when they have made all their immigration reforms and immigration announcements before I will conclude and then share it to you, my loyal subscribers. Okay, so now the third question in her message was, in addition, my husband is currently in Canada for his master's. Is it possible for me to still add him during the application if I'm eventually eligible for the EE? So for express entry, like I said, of course, she will need a very high language score to create an express entry profile. If she is able to create a profile, she has to provide information of her accompanying family members. So if her husband will be part of her application, yes, she has to include him. If they have children, she has to include the number of children, because one of the questions that will be asked in the questionnaire is how many persons are coming with you, right? How many family members, including you, is part of the application. So if she answers 5, that means it is her spouse, and her children. Like that's if she has 3 children, right? So the first thing she needs to do is the ability to create the profile. If she's not able to create the profile, it means that the husband will not be part of her EE application. If she's able to create the profile, yes, then it means that the husband will be part of her express entry profile application. But if she's eligible for other immigration pathway, like the agri-food pilot she talked about, her husband will be included in her application for that immigration pathway. So this is the information I came to share today. And if you have questions, please keep dropping them in the comment section, or send them as an email, or send them to my Instagram page. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.